Well, welcome back to Courtside Capital on our mental health episode. Today we have lots of questions.
Did you have a moment in your life? Because we talked about my life a little bit, my career. Did you have times in your life where you needed someone, or you actually had help, or where you worked really hard by yourself on certain things?
Like mentally, yeah. No, so the background is, both parents from Sri Lanka, normal jobs, less than average pay because they're very normal jobs. Um, Parents divorced when I'm like 3 or 4, and then my mum has to raise me. Her situation gets a little bit better because now her office knows and was like, okay, you're on your own, you came here all the way, you need to work. So she was busy taking care of that, which gave me lots of time on my own to kind of be like, okay, I also need to help her. And the thought was always like, she really framed it as a team effort for us to get out in the best way possible. And she was like, you look, work hard, do your part, like work hard in school. And I had no issues doing that. And then it was after, I think, in
Yeah,
my
I can
teen
tell.
years. It was in my teen years where I was like, wait, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to get a salary, but that doesn't seem to help much. And that's where the real thinking kicked in. And I never got depressed, but there was always this like hopeful moments. And every time I hit a wall, I was able to kind of reset. Even though you have like maybe mini, what people would call mini like depressive episodes, and it's like, oh shit, like this is not going to get any better. And but it actually does because you just get used to failing or like hitting the wall. So for me, it was like I was conditioned in a way where I was just like almost I want it more. I want to fail more. So I was like running into failures
Because
and
it's progress
exactly, and you're running faster into it, and you know
and
how to and
change.
to rebound. Yeah, and then suddenly you have things that start making sense, and now you're like, wow, that really feels good. And I think it's like I told you, like just that addiction to winning, and the problem now, I think it's the other way around, where it's like you can't have the same speed because if you go any faster, you actually get depressed. That's how the world is slow.
Yeah.
So now it's like another set of issues in a way. Um, but
But what
like
do you mean you get addicted to winning?
no, because you just, I mean, it feels good, so you want it again. And then after you go a bit faster, you go a bit harder, and it's like it goes again, and
But
you
what's the
win.
main goal?
It's just the satisfaction of being able to twist reality into whatever you want, I think. And then you have other.
Can it end? No. Huh?
No, but it does in the moment where you
Can you
hit a
reach like
limit.
your final goal?
Well, the thing is, you hit reality in the sense you are going to have institutions that are blocking you. You're going to have countries. You're going to have things or people that are going to be tougher to make work with you or make work for you. So you hit this, let's say, global reality, but mentally, then you readjust again, and you're just like, okay, it happens, and yeah, it's you just have like up and downs again.
What was the longest time you felt like, okay, this is not going anywhere, this is rough, this is tough? I don't know, like you felt
For me, they
sleepless
always.
nights or something?
I never have sleepless nights. I have like short, because I just need 3 hours of sleep. I think I've said it
Yeah, of
before,
course.
but it's like I just like just sleep
He
and get
doesn't
up.
need sleep.
And I
He's fine.
think I've completely defended against that in the sense that now, if I get depressed, my body almost knows. It's just like like a stopwatch type of thing. It's like I'm going to be depressed maybe for a few hours, and then I'm suddenly going to have a new surge of energy to try something new.
When was the last time it happened?
I think just a few weeks back, where
Oh,
just like
really?
yeah, you come in on a Saturday. Yeah, it was like for a long week, and then was thinking I was going to sell one of the companies, and it doesn't go through. And then after it was like, oh, all the other stuff I could have done if we sold that company and bought the other one, had took the cash from that and then redeveloped something
Yeah.
else, because there's also like non-compete and other stuff attached to it, in different sectors. So when it didn't happen on that in that week on the Saturday, I was like, oh shit, like damn, I could have been doing this and that, and then quickly, and that maybe lasted like 1 2 hours. Then my mind is suddenly like, wait, but that means I can still do this, and that with this company. And then suddenly like new ideas are coming in. And then I'm suddenly like, okay, cool. And then that Saturday night, I was just like writing a new plan for management to like try out. So that's why it like
I
it
was gonna
switches.
say if this one lasts a few hours, just let me know. We can go fishing
But
together. But if it only lasts an hour, by the time we get to the boat, like you'll be like, I know, I gotta go. I gotta write a new business plan.
No, but it's things like that, and that's why I think also I have some type of ADHD in a way, which helps in that situation.
What is that again? That's
Those
where you
yeah, you're just hyperactive,
overly active.
yeah,
Okay.
and I mean they call it like attention deficiency, but I just see it as just like successive focus points, and that you can rapidly go around them. So for me, it's been helpful. It just like yeah, and you know what's funny is like people say they can't read with it. It's like I can see letters twist and everything, but I still get it. Like I don't see why it's an issue. It's like if you just
What do
focus.
you mean you can see letters twist?
No, but like sometimes letters and words interchange because I'm just reading through something very quickly. Or like even when I write, you know, sometimes I'll skip words or there'll be things like
Oh,
that.
you skip paragraphs sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a special dictionary to like understand what he's writing sometimes. Like, oh my God. And then like I told this the other day, I'm like, oh my God, Shang, I feel really bad for asking. I even Googled, I don't know what you said. He's like, don't worry, it's just a typo. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I asked my wife, I asked like Google, ChatGPT. Like, I don't know what he's talking about.
But
So
no, like,
you read super fast and you just like,
and then sometimes
you kind of scan.
I think faster than I write. So then I think so what happens is the brain is just getting information or throwing it back by just like whatever the reading or the writing is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it never stopped me in school. Like I was always fine in school, and that's why mental health I think has to be nuanced in a way, because studying psychology we had access to a book called the DSM, and that was a book with all the symptoms of all the mental issues.
Oh my God,
And
is that going to drive you nuts reading through all that?
because if anyone, you could just tell them, give me 5 things you're feeling right now that are a bit off.
Yeah, you'll find.
You'll find
that's
everything.
the horoscope.
Well, this has actually had a scientific basis. I would say it's worse, but yes, horoscopes.
But you know what I mean? Like just whatever you read, it's like, oh yeah, like 80% it's like, oh yeah, this is true. That's exactly like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's why it's.
I'm nothing against horoscopes. Like they're great. Like you should enjoy them. But like I feel like there was this test they did on like hundreds or thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
They read them the exact same thing.
Yeah.
80% of people are like, yep, this is exactly how I feel. This is exactly what happened.
But that's how most of those fortune tellers work. They just give you a random bunch of things that are quite general, so you attach.
Yeah,
what
next week you're gonna meet someone super interesting. In 2 weeks you're gonna have a loss.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that happens especially
often.
in tennis. That happens every week. That's correct.
So, but coming back to mental health.
Yeah.
Do you think?
So you had that book. So you read through it, and like you felt that like it. 5 things you're feeling, like there's symptoms.
Yeah. So the DSM is pretty much, if you really want to diagnose yourself as mentally ill, you could
easily.
Every day you can just, and you can find a different sickness every day depending on how you feel. If
you're super happy, that's also not good.
Yeah, they'll count. You can count it as mania or whatever, and then being like super highs all the time high, you'll be like, yeah, that.
Yeah, laughing too loud. Yep, that's a symptom.
Maybe not too loud, but just laughing too much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some people laugh.
Laughs.
Yeah, actually, this is how I do. When people laugh a certain way, I'm like, oh my God, there's something wrong with them. Too loud, too long, and like too easy. You know what I mean?
Well, usually it's sometimes a way of hiding or like protecting yourself and things like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, coming back to overall mental health, we both have our episodes dealt with different things throughout our lives. Do you think mental health issues are more prevalent today because times have changed, or do you think we hear about it more because the conversation has opened about mental health?
Well, you need to be very careful what you say right now.
Well, I'll give you my opinion very simply. You're just like, literally, people talk about it, so everyone wants to talk about it.
It's a topic.
Yeah.
I'll
say this: there's more people talking about it than there's an increase in actual cases, I believe. But then again, if you go by a DSM, It's like if everyone discovered the DSM, everyone would be mentally ill. And I think that's the beauty of human nature as well. Everyone is a bit crazy.
Well, everyone's unique.
Yeah, cool.
So
I mean, yeah, exactly. You see,
what's the
unique and crazy are
But,
interchangeable.
but what's the definition of crazy? Why? What do you? What's considered crazy? Is this table crazy or is this table crazy?
Well, that's why the beauty is maybe they're both crazy.
Or none
Or
of
none.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think if I look at history,
Right.
the last 100 years, I think people had physical issues like World War I, World War II, so many civil wars, like poverty, like no food, diseases, no medicine, like they really had. And of course, with those, they had also mental issues. I think World War II left a lot of people with mental issues. Yeah. But
we didn't talk about them that much. It's only today where we'll talk about PTSD and all those other things.
I think because a lot of people and countries, actually as a nation, they were really busy trying to build up the whole country again.
Yeah.
The economy, the just houses and infrastructure. So there were issues and they were working on the physical issues. Yeah. Now I think the society that has the most mental issues is actually the one that has everything.
Yeah.
I never heard of a project that is supporting mental health issues in Namibia.
Yeah. No, it's kind of a luxury problem to have.
Because there we tried to help them with food, with water, with medication, with hospitals, building schools, and the ones that talk the most about mental health issues is, I think, nations and regions that have all the infrastructure, that and also I hear it's not stats, maybe I'm wrong, a lot of times I hear mental health issues with people that actually have jobs, have a house and have jobs, and they're not the ones that are jobless, homeless, you know what I mean? So that's why it's very hard to say something, and I don't want to like disrespect. There's a lot of mental health issues for sure, but it's a very interesting dynamic these days.
Yeah. But I think my hypothesis is that everyone encounters mental health issues.
It's normal. It's part of
humanity.
Part
of life.
Yeah.
It's just that today, I think the conversation has become so open about it that people are saying they have something when it's, maybe just an episode or transitionary, normal part of life.
Tough part of life.
Exactly. And you have guys that have got like World War II guys, PTSD, real depression, seeing people die, seeing people get blown up, all those type of things. And they didn't think twice about it. It was just like, look, we got to build a country now, which also talks about sometimes the best solution to any type of mental block, mental issue, mental health is staying busy and finding something to do and finding purpose. And that's why I think even though that period in history was so terrible, the reason why the impact it made on future generations was not as bad, or at least the rebuilding generation, is because they were busy rebuilding. Now today, it's true when there are no wars.
Wait, there are lots of wars.
I mean, there are in countries where there are no wars that are felt, like people are not contributing to the wars. But yeah, if you look today at those conflict places, they're saving
100 wars.
Exactly, they're running for their lives and they are active part. But the guys who are not active and have the luxury of being like, watching a podcast, recording a podcast, those are luxuries. They're not, pure necessities. You're going to have more time to think about your psyche, and then that can lead to you believing you have things that you may not.
And all the gentlemen who had a tough, like physically tough life, he said to me once, back then we had no time to have mental issues.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Like no one cared because
there's
things
something to
needed to be done. And I don't say it's good or bad. I don't say I agree or disagree with it. But like I said earlier, sometimes just I didn't sleep well. And in today's world, especially, I feel like in certain countries, you try to use, you take full advantage of that book, and everything that happens to you, like there's a symptom, there's a disease, and there's a pill.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that is dangerous.
Yeah, the quick
That
fix,
is dangerous. Like there's a pill for everything in
Yeah.
today's world.
Well, it's a business, so people are going to go ahead and take their chances, unfortunately. So, but coming back to, you were saying to
We've been
work.
coming back a lot.
Yeah, we have.
We've been shifting.
You've been shifting.
Yeah.
But like, as you said, people that have a job today having mental health issues, do you believe in work-life balance?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Do you think it exists? Do you think it's possible to achieve a balance, or do you think it's you just have to be happy, or you
have to
achieve
know
peace in knowing there's no balance?
No, there can be balance. You need to know what you want.
Yeah.
If you want to work, let's say 4 days a week, six hours a day, and have the other time off, fine. But if you want to work this much of if you want to work this much, but then spend the 3 days on a yacht that's 100 meters long, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So you need to be a little bit realistic. Like you can't have like I want to work 100 days a year, but I want to spend the other days on a private jet, on my cruise ship and stuff like that. Yeah, it doesn't work unless you inherit it or like you won the jackpot. So I do believe in a life work balance.
What about a tennis player on tour?
Depends what you want. I never wanted to win a slam.
Okay.
Like when people ask, you want to be number one? I'm like, yeah, but no. Like, you want to win a slam? Like, I don't care. Like,
Really?
it was never my goal. When people ask, what do you want? I'm like, I want to have a family. I want to have a normal life.
Yeah.
They say, what do you consider a normal life? I'm like, I want to have a life where I still work and I still have to do things, but I can also just, spend time with my family, and I can start while I'm a tennis player, not afterwards. And I want to like develop my own skills outside the court and not wake up one day age 35 and be like, okay, so how do you order pizza? Or like, I mean, what is taxes? Like how do you buy a home? Like what papers do you have to fill out? That kind of stuff.
That's actually super interesting.
I always wanted to make sure tennis is two things. It's my passion and it's a job.
Yeah.
The passion will never die. The job was there to provide for me and my future family back then. That was tennis.
Okay.
If tennis wouldn't give me the money that I needed for that, I wouldn't play. If I wouldn't love tennis, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was actually, tennis was also a good balance between passion and understanding it's my job. And that goes to, okay, transitioning to post-career. How do you do that? I'm like, the passion will never die. I'll always remain a tennis player. Yeah. Even now, when I practice and I play points in practice, I still cuss a little bit. I still give myself the fist pump, and I still want to win in practice because the passion doesn't die. Do I understand I'm not going to win the Australian Open? I'm not going to make money playing the Australian Open in a couple of weeks or months. Yes, I know that, but that's fine because I have a job that'll, provide for my family. So that's why I do believe there's a balance. But if you choose career over anything, that's your balance. 90-10 or 99-1 or 100-0. I always say, just be honest to yourself.
Yeah.
Be honest and be realistic.
Yeah.
And in today's world, being honest to yourself and being realistic, super complicated.
Yeah.
Super, because people always tell you how you have to be, and people always tell you like what you can accomplish. They all like on Instagram, like, oh, I work 5 minutes a day, I make 20,000 a day.
Yeah,
like, yeah, right.
But that again comes back to the like quick fix solutions and people trying to sell you that dream. So,
what do you believe in?
In work-life balance?
Yeah.
To be honest,
work.
I don't believe...
Work balance.
Yeah. I don't
Yours is more work balance.
Yeah, no, but I don't believe... I just believe if you have a goal, do whatever it takes to reach it. Now, as a human, you are going to need moments of rest. You're going to need moments of sharing, of being social, etc. And that feeds your goal. Because if not, if you're going to shoot yourself in the foot by 24 hours looking at something and not losing sleep, you're going to mess it up.
I agree.
So I think you just gear everything towards it. So in my head, it's like there's no balance, but you're still taking care of yourself. You're still taking care of everything you need to have around that goal to be able to achieve that goal. So I have a much more, I would say, definitive point of view where it's like, okay, we're going in this direction. The relationship, same thing. Whoever's near me, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to stop until this is achieved. And this is the ride. This is how it's probably going to be for you. If you want to be part of it, or if you don't want to be part of it, let me know. But this is how it's going to be. And then you just go for it. And then I think today, if you're trying to, and again, it depends on your goal. If you're trying to compete as an entrepreneur at the topmost level, there's always someone that has created something better than you, that's already running, that's mature. So you're always starting late. You're starting from way behind. So you need to understand that you have to now run faster, longer, and be 10 times
It's
smart.
always borderline unhealthy, actually.
Yeah, it's always unhealthy in a way. But I think if you're a good entrepreneur, you're comfortable with the thought. And you know that you need to focus towards that. And there's no other way. It's like, some people tell me like, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I'm like, do you know the speed a marathon is run at? You're supposed to run as fast as you can. But it's that long. And the thing is here, it's a marathon with no finish line. You don't know where the finish line is. And it's funny because it can be shorter than you think in the sense on the entrepreneurial level.
Yeah.
You can have technological innovation that comes in and makes a whole sector completely useless.
Yeah.
Or you can have more momentum and make your project, your company spread in 10 other different spots. So it's a marathon with no end where you're supposed to run as fast as you can. And you have no clue when it's going to end and how it's going to end.
But you said it, you still have to make sure you recover physically, mentally when needed.
Yeah, as a human. But that's part of the mission. So for
let's
me,
not call it marathon, because you know why they called it marathon, right?
tell me.
He ran 2 marathon in the distance.
Tell me, yeah.
And the distance was 42,
Two,
whatever.
Yeah.
And actually the runner, from what I heard, died when he arrived.
Okay.
So I hope ours is not a marathon. Like, I hope we're not gonna die when we accomplish what we wanted to accomplish.
Well, see,
we eventually, yes, but I'm like,
well, see, life as a big
Knock on wood.
marathon, and then whatever is in between, like smaller 5Ks, 10Ks in between. Except here, the 5K may last you 10 years. And you expect to
5K
sprint
might
it.
be super exhausting.
Yeah.
A lot of detours.
Tours, yeah.
A lot of, yeah.
So, yeah, let's put it that way. Imagine a marathon where you don't have a map, there's no specific trail, you don't have a time, you don't see your speed, but
No.
you're supposed to do everything at full speed. So,
And no one tells you where to go, how
exactly.
to do it.
So, how to do it. So, I think there's always big challenges if you want to build something globally known or globally
Yeah,
impacting.
but that's...
I'm talking from that point of view. It's like
Yeah.
if you're telling me tomorrow, hey, I want to build the next Apple or be the next
How many people
Bill
want that?
Gates. I think there's lots of kids that do believe they can do that. And I think lots of the actual viewers are in that age range.
Okay, then different question. Many people believe they can do it.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? Because you know what, people, when they ask me like, do you think my child can be top 10?
Yeah.
I tell them no. Just purely based on statistics. No.
No. But I would never say no. I would say, because I'll just take my personal reaction. Every time someone told me you can't do it, I just went, and most of the times I did. So I would never tell someone no. I would say, look, try it, be realistic about it, plan around it, measure your risks, because some things you can't come back from, and go for it.
Should you have a plan B, or like a backup parachute?
I think in life, no matter if you have a single plan, whether you succeed or fail, there's always other doors opening. So I don't think.
But that's the parachute. You need to be like.
But I don't think you need to have it figured out right now. Well, let's say.
No, but you should be
aware,
aware that you need to be flexible.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'll just take my college experience, right? When I had to pick a major, I was like, I can pick finance, but then I'm stuck in the finance world, or I can pick economics and have, let's say, a much wider range where I can still do my finance, but I can also do economic policies, work on healthcare stuff, work on psychology and just social aspects. So that's why I picked economics, then specializing in finance. But I think it's good to understand what doors can be open later on.
But that's what I mean.
But then it's like, it was not figured out, you know. It was not like, okay, that's a plan B. It's like my plan A is still my plan A.
Yeah.
But
that's
I'm not
exactly what I mean.
I would say you should tackle life in a way that you don't close doors on yourself.
Yeah.
If you have two options and you have one that's going to close more doors, unless it's absolutely essential. But it's true, when you come to high performance, you're going to have to close lots of other doors for you to succeed in that one single thing.
Eventually, when you know like it's good. But that's exactly what I mean. Like I knew I was going to stay in tennis. I didn't say either tennis or doctor. Yeah. And if I don't do this by the age of 18, I'm going to become a doctor. I said tennis, and if I don't make it into the top 100, okay, scout, agent, manager, coach, something. But I knew it was tennis. But I understood like you have to stay somewhat flexible. And then eventually I said, okay, obviously I just go full in tennis and pro, and that's all I do. Yeah. So that I agree. But then some guys, I feel like they're like, oh, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to do anything. I just want to play tennis all day. I'm like, okay, and what if you get hurt?
But that's sometimes laziness in thinking, or just guys not being super smart. But
you have a couple of those sometimes.
So before $1 million question, what are our key takeaways? Mental health, staying busy is always good. Finding purpose, finding something to do.
And finding yourself. Finding yourself.
Building self-awareness as a kid is always great.
Understanding what you truly want, like being honest to yourself. And
being honest to everyone around you will always help you in those relationships with yourself and others. And now, I guess...
And not, you know what? And sometimes just not using social media for like a few days a week.
Yeah, just limit it. To be honest, I mean, I just have like a 15-minute limit on my phone for that, and it's perfect. My life has been much better since.
Yeah. Good.
$1 million question of the day. What's one thing you regret missing because of work, and would you choose differently today?
My son turned 7, and I missed 4 of his birthdays, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's the majority of his birthdays.
Yeah. And the other one turned 3, and I missed, I think, 2.
I mean, you got a few years ahead.
So but that's it's more now. It's family time.
Yeah.
Kids and family time. Other than that, no, it's fine. Like tuna season. Yeah, I missed it because of work a few years back. Just kidding. No, it's I think once you have family and kids, and that's when you start regretting it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. You?
Perfect.
Nothing.
No, I mean, as I said, it's like my work-life balance. I kind of make those decisions up front, and I know what I'm willing to sacrifice, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, okay, that's not going to be part of it, and that's why I can't think about any regret.
No regrets, perfect. Controlled sacrifice.
Yeah. So can't.
Let's speak again in 20 years.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll do that.
Well, thank you very much for watching another episode of Courtside Capital, and we'll see you next week.